Well, it's a little late for me, but I'm going to my favorite store. I generally try to go to Trader Joe's on Saturday morning when it's really early and it's fresh. But, you know, things get busy because yesterday was the Pasadena Black History Parade. And so I went to the parade and it was there for about 4 hours. About 4 hours because I did go a little early. So it is Sunday now, and of course I went to church this morning, but I am still making time to go to my favorite store, Trader Joe's, Mom, because I can pick up flowers. I love having flowers in the house, but most importantly, I love having options. And I don't like the roses and stuff. I love roses, but not for what I want every day in the house. So I always try to get something that's a little more price conscious. So I get some different kind of flowers. I love the greenery. So we are almost at Trader Joe's. We'll stop, go in here for a minute, pick up our flowers for the week. Sometimes they stretch into 2 weeks because I don't get flowers. I actually get more of the greenery and the little flowers. So you'll see them. And then, of course, have to pick up my eggs. Eggs are so pricey. You guys do know the best place to get them is at Trader Joe's because the price point is a whole lot better than getting them in the regular grocery store. So we are pulling up to Trader Joe's. As usual, it doesn't matter when you go to Trader Joe's, it is always going to be a full parking lot. But I don't mind because I love shopping in Trader Joe's. Generally, I don't have to get much. Well, that's what I say, but I still seem like I end up spending a good little chunk of change. But the parking lot's a little tight. But we're going to go in here to Trader Joe's and get us some flowers, maybe some bottled water, and we are coming out. Okay? See you in a minute. So welcome back, my single moms. I finally got home from Trader Joe's, picked up all of my flowers and some greenie like I always do. So I thought I'd have a little Tamara talk time with my single moms. This is not so much an episode for the children, but this is really one that's centered and focused on my moms. So I buy flowers every week from Trader Joe's because I just love flowers. I think flowers are beautiful. When I'm looking at the flowers and I'm in the midst of the flowers, I almost feel like we're at one. You know, God's chosen ones, and plus the beautiful flower. All of us are part of his beautiful creation. So I just love flowers. So I go there and I pick them up every Saturday. Today got a little off this weekend, so I had to do it on Sunday, but I still got it done. I used to buy big flowers once upon a time, you know, roses, peonies, birds of paradise. I used to buy the big flowers, but they got a little pricey. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna have to switch up on this because I still love flowers and I still wanted to have them in my home every week. But I walked away from having the bigger flowers to having an appreciation for really the smaller flowers, let's say the greenery and just the little flowers. So they were just as pretty, just as beautiful, but I just started looking at those and I started shopping for those. So moms, again, you know me, I'm always watching that dollar. So I always try to find something that's beautiful, that makes me feel good, but has a good price point, but a big impact. Yeah, and that's what flowers do to me. So every morning when I walk down the stairs, the first thing I see are my beautiful flowers on my table. And I absolutely love it. It just starts helping me to get centered for my day. So of course I come down, I'm looking at my beautiful flowers. I generally will light a candle up. I turn on my water feature, then I'll turn on some music. Then of course I get one of my first mini drinks for the morning. Because as you start to learn about me, and as I learn about some of you as well, I do certain drinks in the morning, for my body to flush things and, do all that good stuff, trying to get the body healthy. But yeah, so when I come downstairs, the flower arrangement sets my tone for the day, because I work remote. And so sometimes it's challenging because you just need to see something different. So I look at my flowers as, God's beautiful creation along with us. So as many years ago, my daughter and I decided to take a floral class because I've loved flowers for a long time. So we signed up with the city and we both got into a flower class and it was really nice. It was very reasonable, and I always tell you to look for opportunities to do things with your children that has a good price point. And when I say makes a big impact, I'm not just talking about for now, but I'm talking about down the road. We took this class many, many, many years ago, but the techniques and stuff that I learned, I still use those today. So small price point, big impact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, of course, just I try to be ready. Sometimes stuff happens. So you will see this a lot of times when you buy flowers. The florists will put tape, clear tape. Okay. We'll go across. They may do it several different ways. This seems to work for me. I don't need a whole bunch. But what it does is to center your flowers so they're not falling all over. So there's your clear tape. Make sure it's down pretty good on the sides. Okay, and I'll start with my greens. So what we have to do, that's actually not a bad height. I like to have some height on my plants, but I'll cut them down some because I need to cut off these edges because at the bottom here, they've probably been sitting for a minute. So we like to And I have a plastic bag in my sink. Cut the flowers off. So you kind of put them at an angle. It gives them a fresh cut so they can suck up the water some. And so what I would do is, now what they have always said, and this is a very tall vases. I have vases of all sizes. And I love them. I think I got this vase at IKEA. But you, of course, get vases. If you see some go on sale somewhere, just buy it. Get you a small size. I like a square size, a short vase, a medium one, and this is my tall one. So I have because I love the greens. Inexpensive. You saw the video that you saw a little earlier. They're not expensive at all. $2.99, $3.99 for the bundle. And of course, but when you start buying the flowers, you're going to pay a little more for those. That's why I don't buy them. Because I like to buy, I probably have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's 8 is probably really too many. But I kind of get a little excited when I get down there all the time. It always happens. We'll push them down because we want to make sure we have enough room for the water. So now, since these are kind of short, let's go ahead and we'll cut these. And before I cut the rubber band off, I'll do the same thing while it's easier to cut, and I'll cut the bottom. Well, this is kind of thick, so it might take me a little minute. Now, because these are shorter, I don't cut too much of them off. But I do the same thing. I cut them at an angle. It's just, you know what? It's almost like when I go to the water, I'm at the ocean, the beach, when I'm not around everybody else. There's sometimes when I go to the ocean and it's really hot, the beach, you know, I want to be in the mix around with everyone else. But there are some times where I just need some time with me and God. And I will go to where it's really kind of quiet. Now, the important thing is, I know I'm skipping all over, but the important thing is, what I learned in the flower class is what you balance everything out. So what you do on one side, you do on the other side. And then she said you turn it around, and then you look at the front, and you look at the back. And you just kind of make sure that everything is kind of balanced out. Now, because these are so short, I'll probably have to bring the water up kind of high, and that's fine. And I love the yellows. Well, let's see. Sometimes I'll do purple and pinks and the green. And I love also the yellow with the greens and the purples. Just gorgeous to me. And look, it's not about trying to do something just fancy. It's just really about having something beautiful that you've done and that you like. Doesn't have to be for everybody else, but just what you enjoy. But as I was saying about the water, when I go to the beach and I'm generally, you know, something's going on in my life, or like it was always as a single parent, trying to figure and navigate things out to make sure I was doing what I needed to do by my daughter, and just life. But I would go to the ocean and I would just sit quiet and talk to him, because I knew that the water was a part of his creation, and I just felt that, wow, you know, my little issue right now, in the midst of all of this that he created, surely he can handle my little pitty little problems. So by the time I left there, I was, you know, usually feeling pretty good. You know, I had kind of recentered my life, hit that default button, and I was okay. The flowers kind of do the same thing to me. It's, you know, I can't get to the ocean, but when I come downstairs and I'm able to look at the flowers, I know that's God's beauty. Oh, and my God, if you just really sit down and look at how some of the flowers, you know, they'll stop right at the perfect. I don't have any of those. But you can see, like, sometimes when you're looking at the flowers, the lines and the dividing lines and how he centered the colors, and the colors go so far and they stop. You just know that's just beautiful creation right there. So that's kind of like what the flowers do to me. I can't get to the ocean. But what I can do is I can look at the flowers because it just kind of reminds me of God's essence of who he is, and just beautiful. So I think I'm gonna stop right here with the yellow ones because I have so many more. Oh, let me put another one over this side. So as you can see, the tape kind of helps it to stay centered so they're not falling all over. But you can see I look like I'm going to be squashed in here, so let's do this. These are my purple ones, so, oh, what a mess. Same thing, I will cut the ends off. I'm going to leave those kind of tall. I'll cut the ends off, then I'll cut the rose ends off. Okay. Now, since they're tall, I kind of like to leave those in the center because I want to, I want to build up some height. So I'm trying to do this to come up. These purple ones are so pretty. Okay. I have some more over here. And always remember that take the leaves off if there are any at the bottom, because if you leave the leaves too low and they're in the water, they mold really quickly. So I've always been told to take those off. Okay, here's some more. Trying to give it some more height. These purples are just gorgeous. Turn it around, put some right here. Seems like I'm missing one over here. What is so beautiful, the flowers really remind me of all of us. They're coming, they're different hues, they're different sizes, different variations, different shapes, but all beautiful, just like us. So you know what? And when I think about that, everyone is not going to like the same flowers. There's some flowers there, and I looked at those and I'm like, who would buy those? But when I walked away, somebody else was looking at the flowers and they bought those flowers. There are a couple of flowers that I'm like, I don't like those. They're not cute to me. They don't fit my decor. They don't fit in my house. And I just really don't care for them. But just because I don't, doesn't mean the next person won't. Almost sounds like dating, huh? That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, you know what? Flowers are beautiful, but the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And just because I don't like that one, somebody else might. So, but the good thing is they're all beautifully and wonderfully made, just like we are. Sounds just like dating. Okay. Got a couple of more here. Oh, aren't these gorgeous? Okay, let's stick a little more. Let's try to get these to come out a little more this way. I don't want to bunch too many up in the center. But look how all different colors, all different nationalities, all my single moms, we all care about the same thing, what to do, what's best for our children. We all, at the end of the day, we may be different or may come from different cultures, but we all care about the same thing. We are all just trying to love and raise our families. And sometimes that requires a little harder shell, because people say some of the cruelest things sometimes about single moms, and I really just don't know why. Because if there's a single mom, there had to have been a dad out there who helped create that children that made that mom that single mom. So I don't know why people always have such negative things sometimes to say, but I don't worry about too much what other people say. It's about what I think about me, not what they think about me. And so nobody could love me more than me except God. And if we don't learn anything else, ladies, we have to learn to love ourselves. And I know people say that, and I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it is truly not. When you really love yourself, you don't allow people just to run havoc over your lives. You don't do that because you know it's not right. Even if you let it go, you know it's not right. Because one thing God has given all of us women is that woman's intuition, that gut thing. You know if somebody's not treating you right. You know if what somebody is saying is wrong. You already know that. So all I'm saying is if you really, really love yourself and see yourself as beautiful, like these flowers, whatever somebody comes up to say to you and it sounds crazy, you don't worry about it because you know what's true and what's not true. So sometimes you just got to let that stuff go. Now, I got these one more beautiful, and I don't know how I'm going to fit these in here, but you know I'm going to try. And if they don't, trust me, I have plenty other vases. Just like I still have a few more of these yellow tulips. I can put them in another vase. Trust me, I don't run out of vases because I love flowers. So I will. Now, you know what? All of your florists, or when you buy flowers, they give you these little packages. And you know, normally I put them in. But you know what I discovered? It just seems like they get my water so murky. And I hate seeing murky water. So, like, even though with these flowers, I will Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably on Wednesday, if I see the water getting a little murky, I'll pull them out, lay them on something just to, you know, keep them all together. I'll lay them on something and kind of let them dry a little bit at the bottom. And then I'll put some fresh water in there. Just because I prefer to see the clean water. I don't like when the water gets murky. And sometimes I feel, but I know they're not giving us this by accident, and they prove it, I guess, that it keeps the flowers, you know, fresher longer. But I just seem like, they make my water murky. Okay, I don't know. Okay. Let's see if I can get some more in there. Okay. So, Mom, even though, yes, this was a video on the flowers, but I really wanted to deliver another message. And the other message is all of us are different. We got different shapes, sizes, small to extra, extra large. We're all different hues, fair skin to all the way to dark skin. We all come from different cultures. You got all kind of different variations of flowers. But we're all beautiful, and you're beautiful. Don't wait for somebody else to have to validate if you're beautiful or not. God says you're beautifully and wonderfully made. That's the only person that you need to be concerned about. But if you learn to love yourself more than anyone else, when somebody comes to you with something that sounds just crazy, you just like go, because you already know. If you can't love me as much as I love me, you gotta go. So it's always important, ladies, to love yourself more than anybody. When you do, you don't put up with the okie doke. You just don't. So see yourself as beautiful. And even though somebody may come and they may see your flower and they may say, nah, you're not quite what I'm looking for, don't worry about it. God has made us all different, all beautiful, but somebody will love that flower. You just gotta wait for the right person to come to pick out the flower that's best fitted for them. And then when they take you, that beautiful flower that you are, and put you in the midst of a beautiful garden, which is another family, around other children, you know, when he starts putting you around the beautiful garden, and then everything is just gonna flow and everything will be perfect, and you'll be glad that you waited. So don't settle. Whatever you do, don't settle for the okie doke. And I don't care what people say, especially somebody who was saying something about, I don't know what this sportsman person was. I don't even care. It was irrelevant to me. But I knew he had said something that was crazy about single moms, and I'm like, what? Where did you get this from? And what is your thinking? And who raised you? You know, but you know, you just have to kind of let those things fly. But don't worry about it. We are all different. But look at this, how beautiful we are. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something about doing flowers too. So make sure you don't have any leaves that are underneath the water. What you have on the right, try to balance it out on the left, and just try to make it so it's, you know, you build up height. And then they're very simple, and just go to somewhere inexpensive. Now, I go to Trader Joe's, but sometimes I'm out at the farmers markets. Beautiful flowers, good price point, do the same thing. Small price point, big impact. But just be careful you don't get carried away like I used to do. Oh God, the price point was so good. I would be picking up tons of flowers. And then I'd be like, okay, do I have enough vases? I have all of these flowers. What am I going to do? So you can get carried away. And please, please don't let me go to the flower mart. You would think I was preparing for a wedding, because that's what the people will ask me. Well, are you doing a wedding? I'd be like, no, this is just for me. So I would have to make vases for my house, stop, make a vase for my mom's house, go to my aunt's house, make her vase, because I would have so many flowers because I was at the flower mart. So yes, I can get carried away. But oh my God, they're just so beautiful. And I just see all of us single moms and all of these beautiful flowers. So how beautiful you are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you know that when I'm uploading a video, because I am really trying to build my channel. But the most important thing is that I pray that I'm giving things that will really help single moms, because I've been through it. I know what it's like. If I don't know anything else, well, I do know that lifestyle, that life. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you something that will help you navigate this. But guess what? You may be a single mom, but your children, they grow up. And then the single mom thing is totally different, because you know what, they're adults. So, but just to help you kind of navigate it now, hopefully make life a little easier for you. But until then, ladies, single moms, I hope to see you on the next video.